I watched my mentor's face on a 40-foot screen as the audience booed her off the stage at the biggest tech conference in the country. She was trying to present my algorithm, the one she stole from me 4 years ago, and she couldn't answer a single technical question because she never understood it. She just took credit for it. And the person who planted those questions in the audience, that was me, sitting in the third row, smiling. But let me tell you how a woman I worshipped like a second mother tried to erase me from my own career. I was 23 when I joined Meridian Analytics, one of the fastest-growing data firms in Chicago. Fresh out of grad school with a master's in machine learning, full of ambition and absolutely no idea how corporate politics worked. That's where I met Dr. Catherine Holt. Catherine was a legend. 15 years of published research, keynote speaker at every major conference. She had that rare combination of brilliance and charisma that made everyone want to be in her orbit. When she chose me as her mentee, out of 40 applicants, I cried in the bathroom. I actually cried. I thought it was the best day of my life. For the first year, it was everything I'd dreamed of. She taught me how to present research, how to navigate office politics, how to think bigger. She'd take me to dinners with executives, introduce me as my brilliant protégé. I worked harder than I'd ever worked. 14-hour days, weekends. I was building something called PRISM, a predictive analytics framework that could forecast market behavior with 94% accuracy. It was revolutionary, and Catherine knew it. But I had no idea what she was planning. The first sign came 18 months in. I'd submitted PRISM for internal review, listing myself as lead researcher and Catherine as supervisor. Standard academic protocol. The next day, Catherine called me into her office. She was smiling, but her eyes were cold. "I made a small adjustment to the submission," she said. "I moved your name to second author. It's better for the project this way. My reputation gives it more weight." I wanted to argue. But she was my mentor, my champion, the woman who'd given me this opportunity. So I swallowed it. That was my first mistake. And it opened the door for everything that followed. Over the next 6 months, Catherine systematically erased me from PRISM. My name moved from second author to contributor, then to acknowledgements. Then it disappeared entirely. She presented my research at 3 conferences. She published a paper, my paper, in the Journal of Computational Analytics with her name alone. When I confronted her, she said something I'll never forget. "Ideas don't belong to people. They belong to the organization. And I am the organization." And then I found something that made my blood run cold. She'd filed a patent on PRISM, in her name only, using my code, my data, my 2 years of work. The filing date was 3 months before she'd even moved my name off the paper. She'd been planning this from the beginning. The mentorship, the dinners, the praise. It was all a long con to steal my work. I went to HR. They investigated for 2 weeks and concluded that Catherine, as department head, had organizational ownership of all projects. I went to the CTO. He told me to be grateful for the learning experience. I even consulted a lawyer who said intellectual property cases against employers were expensive, slow, and rarely successful. That's when everything changed. I didn't quit. I didn't cry. I didn't post about it on LinkedIn. Something much more dangerous happened. I got strategic. I spent the next 3 months doing exactly what Catherine expected, being quiet, being obedient, being the good little protégé who'd been put in her place. But behind that smile, I was building a case and a plan that would take 4 years to execute. First, I documented everything, every email where Catherine discussed my ideas before I'd shared them with her, proving she had no independent knowledge, every version of PRISM's code with timestamps showing I'd written it months before her patent filing, every conference presentation where she fumbled technical questions because she didn't actually understand the algorithm. Then I did something that nobody expected. I quit Meridian. Quietly. No drama, no accusations. I told Catherine I wanted to explore other opportunities. She looked relieved. She even wrote me a recommendation letter, which was hilarious because she was essentially recommending me for work she'd stolen from me. I joined a startup called Nova Mind, 12 people, no bureaucracy, and a CEO named James who actually read the code before taking credit. Within a year, I'd built PRISM 2.0, not a copy for Ka, an evolution. Everything Catherine had stolen was version 1. Version 2 was 3 generations ahead. Faster, more accurate, and designed to solve problems that PRISM 1.0 couldn't even identify. But what happened next? I still can't believe it worked. I filed my own patent for PRISM 2.0. And in the filing, I included a detailed technical genealogy showing how PRISM 2.0 evolved from my original work that predated Catherine's patent by 14 months. My lawyer, a shark named Rivera who specialized in IP theft, said it was the most elegant patent filing she'd ever seen. It didn't just protect my new work. It retroactively proved that Catherine's patent was built on stolen research. While the patent office processed my filing, I reached out to every person Catherine had ever burned. And there were many. A former PhD student whose dissertation she'd hijacked, a junior researcher whose grant money she'd redirected, a co-author she'd removed from a paper after he'd done 80% of the work. 7 people, 7 stories, all identical to mine. We formed a group. No name, no social media, just a shared Google Drive and a Thursday evening video call. We called ourselves the Alumni. If you're still with me, a quick like really helps the channel. The ending is absolutely worth it. The Alumni didn't just want revenge, we wanted accountability. And we found the perfect weapon, the Association for Computational Research, the governing body that certified researchers in our field. They had an ethics board, and they accepted complaints. We filed 7 simultaneous complaints against Dr. Catherine Holt: plagiarism, research misconduct, patent fraud, misuse of supervisory authority. Each complaint was backed by years of documentation. The ethics board opened a formal investigation. Catherine didn't know it was coming. She was preparing for Tech Summit, the biggest conference of the year, where she was scheduled to give a keynote on PRISM. Her keynote. Her moment of glory. 3 days before the conference, the ethics board published their preliminary findings. Substantial evidence of systematic research misconduct. It hit the industry like a bomb. Tech blogs picked it up. Twitter exploded. Catherine's name was trending, but not the way she wanted. She went ahead with the keynote anyway. Arrogant to the end. I was in the audience, 3rd row, center. I'd planted 12 technical questions with people I trusted. Deep, specific questions about PRISM's architecture that only the actual developer could answer. Me, Catherine, took the stage, confident, polished, commanding. For 10 minutes, she was brilliant, her usual rehearsed performance. Then the Q&A started. Can you explain the recursive optimization loop in layer 7? She froze. That's a very technical question. I'd be happy to discuss offline. What's the computational complexity of the predictive cascade? The team handled the implementation details. Your team? Your patent lists you as sole inventor. Did you or did you not write this algorithm? The room went quiet. Then someone started booing. Then another. Catherine's face went white. She stammered something about collaborative research and walked off the stage. The moderator apologized to the audience. That video got 2.3 million views. The ethics board revoked Catherine's research certification. Meridian fired her within a week. Her patent was invalidated after my filing proved prior art. 3 universities that had offered her visiting professorships withdrew their offers. Her 15-year career, built on stolen work from people who trusted her, collapsed in 17 days. Nova Mind's PRISM 2.0 launched 6 months later. We got a $12 million Series A. James made me CTO. The alumni all got consulting contracts. The PhD student whose dissertation Catherine stole finally published it, under his own name in the same journal Catherine had used. Catherine sent me an email last month. One line, "You ruined my life." I didn't respond. But if I had, I would have said, "No, Catherine, you ruined your own life. I just made sure everyone knew about it." I don't think about her much anymore. I'm too busy building things, real things with my name on them. And every Thursday evening, the alumni still meet on our video call. We don't talk about Catherine. We talk about our projects, our wins, our futures. 7 people who refuse to be erased. If this story resonated with you, hit subscribe and tell me in the comments. Have you ever had a mentor who betrayed your trust? I read every single comment. And check out my story about escaping a cult. It might be the most intense thing on this channel.